All right, welcome YouTube. This is the second day of the Gabba shoot that we did. I wanted to get some footage there. I have a hard time sometimes when we're actually on set working to get enough footage to actually do one of these things. But I grabbed a bunch of stuff I'm going to try and explain. I talk a little bit on camera. I talk a little bit. I'm going to talk over it with my microphone here and hopefully explain some of the stuff we did. And I know the shots aren't very wide. They're not very long. I apologize for that. And half the time when I think about doing this stuff, I just have my phone with me. I don't have it on one of my other little cameras. So I appreciate the patience in doing these. I do, like I said, I do have a whole bunch of real tutorials coming. Where we sit down and take a scene that we shot, analyze it, talk about the fixtures, talk about what it's done, show the actual result. It was hard to kind of show what actually happened with these lighting setups because I was shooting this for a different. We weren't doing any posts on it, so I couldn't pull some stills from the editor or anything like that. But I should give you an idea of just what we were doing. I'll pause the video once in a while to talk about the lighting if I don't give enough time on screen. And yeah, it was a fun day. It was nice and short. Got home for the 4th, or got home halfway through the 4th. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I hope you all notice that I've lost a little bit of pounds here. You know, I'm down 21 pounds since I was the fat DP on the last show we did. So anyway, have a look, and hopefully there's something useful out of the randomness that I pulled on this shoot for today.
There it is, all set up. Say hi.
Hello.
My name is...
Your name is Kim.
Oh,
No,
Kyle.
your name.
My name is Kyle.
Kyle.
First day for the day. It was
Kyle's our
awesome.
first.
Did an awesome job.
Good to meet you.
And you're going to be on YouTube, is that okay?
It's one of the things I like about
Okay,
working
good.
on other stuff is that
So
you
here we
meet
go,
new
the
people
madness.
who are really good at
Everybody's
their
setting
job.
stuff going.
And it's one of those things where I'm going to call Kyle again when I go back.
And yeah, so we're going to get the light.
So I want to pause again for a
Space
second.
lights.
So these space lights above are 6K a piece, and the space lights are basically built or made just to kind of fill up the area. They're a big, it's hard to see from the phone video there, but they're a big cylinder, and it's just a big piece of diffusion that's a cylinder and then a round piece at the bottom. And what you do is you have a whole bunch of lights, a bunch of globes inside. We have 6 1K globes, and so you can, or 3 2K globes. I'm not sure which ones these are. Or sorry, did I say 3 2K globes? Anyway, they're 600 watts a piece. Sorry, 6,000 watts a piece, and you can turn them on and off those globes individually. So right now we're running 300 or 3K a piece, so that they are about half the power. We didn't need so much volume off this because the Scarlett was shooting at 800 ISO. I actually dropped it down to like 500 because we had plenty of light going on, especially with the big white walls just bouncing everywhere. Anyway, on these space lights, you can do a couple things. You can skirt the bottom so that they just point straight down, skirt them with some cloth, or you can put different flags on different sides of them, or different Duvetine siders on them, stuff, so they control the light. But we just wanted a nice kind of volume of light filling up the room, bouncing around. This show's very, very flat lit, so you can kind of see everything, not a lot of shadows to define stuff.
There. And they are lighting... Oh, come on. There we go. They're lighting the cyc behind me, which obviously
Yeah, it's hard to
is
show
going out
anything
now.
with the phone as the auto exposure just jumps
to give
everywhere.
us a nice even ambient light. And then we have, where are they? A couple of 5Ks. There they are, right there. That are going to be our key and our fill for our subjects, or our talent, which is going to be on the cyc. And then this 8x behind me is going to be diffusing the lights, so it's nice and soft. So once that's set up, I'll kind of give you a show what that's looking like.
So they're building up the 8x.
So there's our 8x frame going up to match that 8x frame. And what we have are these 5K tungsten Fresnels. So they shoot to that Fresnel.
I'm going to pause real quick. So the Fresnel lens is that stepped lens right there, and that makes it so when you move the bulb inside the lamp backwards and forwards, it dials the light either as to a flood or a spotlight. So that's how you can kind of control the shape of that light. And the more, as you go spot, obviously it gets more intense, and then you go flood, it gets a little bit more broad and not quite as intense.
Right there. Fresnel lens right there. So you can dial the light in. Chris is going to turn it on there. Boom.
And this is all tungsten light. We weren't shooting any kind of daylight today. I was just seeing if I could get any kind of exposure on the monitor so you could see what it was kind of looking like with the key light and the fill light. They're basically mirroring each other, so there's no shadows. Initially, when we had it set up, I had a little more. I had both these 5Ks going through that first 8x frame, so it was plenty of light punching through that one side, and the other side was getting a nice bounce off that white wall, so it was already getting some fill. But then the director said, you know, it's too contrasty for this kind of thing. We need to match it to some stuff we've done before. I want it to be completely flat, so we brought in that other 8x and the other 5K and wheeled it around the other side so that we had some good coverage on both sides. And the problem we had with DJ Lance there, he had these big thick glasses, and you run into shadows whenever you have glasses, especially you gotta watch where your light sources are coming from. They're pretty much straight in front of him there. And the light was soft enough that we weren't running into too many shadows in the back wall.
There's DJ Lance over there.
What am I explaining here?
Hi everyone! Today we're going to do the DJ Lance dance.
So this is our 5K on this side, which is giving us a nice key on this side, and the fill is actually matching it over here.
The director asked me a question, so I jumped off the video real quick. Here's the second unit. We were shooting 2 stages at once because we had a lot of stuff to cover that day. We had an Epic and a Scarlet working. Epic was shooting 4K to match the Scarlet. There's Flex, the magic robot. He's doing his stuff for the other side. Again.
Okay, let's talk about this 5Ks that they're going
I guess
through
I'm talking about the
diffusion
5K
for a second.
again.
So we right now don't have it exactly full, but what you want to do with these big Fresnels is we're trying to make some nice soft sources, and so this 5K is shooting into this frame, and what you normally try and do, you can kind of see the pattern of the light there. You want to back up that light so that it fills up the frame as much as possible to make, instead of having it be the 5K be the light source, the frame becomes the light source. So it becomes a softer, larger light. And right now, just for sheer purpose, we want a little more out of it, so I pushed it in.
So here we have 2 Video Village. We had both monitors, one for the Scarlet, one for the Epic, so that the client and director could kind of see what was going on in both of them and make sure it was kind of looking like they wanted it to.
All right, and let's roll into another one while we're rolling. And action.
Oh, and also how we were doing this is we were running audio from a soundboard out to the 2 cameras. We weren't doing any kind of actual location sound because all the characters obviously lip sync. So we'd run playback from the board into the camera, and I really hate being tethered by any kind of wires. So my camera setup always has a wireless audio. You can see right here, they're watching the big screen there, and there's the soundboard. I always run wireless video if I can, wireless audio, and battery power if I can, just because it's so much easier to move the camera around. It doesn't slow you down. You're always tripping over stuff. It's a safety issue. So. I think I just wanted to see myself future, for the album or Facebook, whatever you want to do.
Okay, we're at lunch, so I'm going to tell you about this setup really quick. So here we have our blue psych, where the characters are talking, or doing actions and things. And we have got a 2-foot 4-bank keynote on top to give a rim to our characters. And on this side, we have this lovely, I'll stand over here a little bit. This lovely, there we go, 4-foot 4-bank keynote flow, so fluorescence with some diffusion in front of it to shoot or to light a little bit of the cyc. Same thing over here. Other side lighting the cyc. And then we have a 2-foot on the ground. You can see it's got the grid on it. Kind of keep the light controlled so it goes straight up and doesn't like spread out everywhere. Puts a nice cool pattern on the back right below. It's closer than the other light, so it's going to have a little more illumination on the back. Put a nice pattern on it. And then they have this lovely 3K, so 3,000 watts octobox or whatever it is, size-wise. It's a Chimera softbox, and it's like 7 feet in diameter. It's huge, so it's a nice big soft source. Inside there are like 6 fixtures, and it's got the grid on it as well, so it's real straightforward. It doesn't spread everywhere, but it's got a little more control on it. So that's what's going on with the characters here. And then the character we just shot a second ago needed this bounce board to shoot up into its face because it was a little bit shadowed. I think it had a hat on and stuff, so that's what's gone over here. So we'll flip the camera around and show you a little bit wider. So there's our 12 by frame. There's our 4-foot
Those are just pieces of
Kino.
paper, a big 12-foot
the other
paper
4-foot
that you
Kino.
roll out for different color
One on the
like
ground.
photography paper.
Reflector to bounce up. And the box.
Again, those big soft boxes, the whole point is you can turn fixtures on and off inside to get different volumes out of it. Oh, geez. So dancing characters, and then we had the camera on a dolly, so we could do a couple moves. And we could move the camera on very quickly and easily. This is a 35-pound rig, which is light compared to some of the bigger high-end cameras out there, but it's still not very fun to move around. Space lights again, 8x frame. So these 8x frames, as we went along, we just kind of wheeled them around. So same idea, just kind of front flat lighting, soft as possible to avoid shadows, to make it nice. And end of the day.
All right, that's we just wrapped a day of shooting here, and it's time to tear down the camera. So we're gonna wheel the dolly over and tear her down.